ain't nobody talking about the real monster of North America, my nigga. I'm talking about Lake Superior, the biggest freshwater lake in the fucking world, sitting up between Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan's Upper Peninsula, and Ontario, Canada. And this lake is built different for real. Covers over 80,000 square kilometers and the deepest parts hit 400 meters. To put it in perspective, this thing bigger than whole ass countries like the Czech Republic. And the water, Lake Superior's got 12 quadrillion liters in its bag, enough to flood all of North and South America under 30 centimeters of water. That's up to a nigga's knees, no cap. This lake don't just hold water, it got more bodies than me, my nigga. Around 350 shipwrecks went down in its icy depths, and over 200 of them happened in this zone between Grand Marais and Whitefish Point, known as the graveyard of the Great Lakes. See? Shit hits different in the fall. That temp difference between the water and air stirs up some demonic ass winds hitting up to 110 kilometers per hour. And the waves? Nigga, they rise 9 meters tall. Lake Superior ain't as soft as these bitch ass bloods. It's a deadly motherfucker if you ain't careful, nigga. How the fuck do niggas climb to the top of Mount Everest? First, you pull up to this tiny ass town called Lukla, flying into one of the sketchiest airports in the motherfucking world. After you touch down, you gotta trek 65 kilometers over 12 to 14 days just to get to base camp. Yeah, that's only the beginning, my nigga. From base camp, the real grind starts. You head to Camp 1, climbing through the Khumbu icefall, dodging massive ice chunks, bigger than my shit after Taco Bell, until you hit 19,900 feet. Then it's up to Camp 2, gaining another 1,100 feet, putting you around 21,000 feet up. By now, you're higher than motherfucking Snoop Dogg. Next stop is Camp 3, adding 2,500 feet to the climb. And from there, Camp 4. You're now at 26,000 feet, right below the death zone. That's the level where the oxygen is thinner than the excuses I get for child support. Your body's basically dying every second you're up there. Finally, it's time to hit the summit. That last push to 29,035 feet, it's brutal. Takes 6 to 12 hours. But once you're at the top, you're literally on the roof of the world, my nigga.
There is a country that only existed for 8 seconds. You see, if one other country recognition is enough to become a country, then the shortest-lived country is the Republic of Crimea, which existed for just 1 day from March 17, 2014, when it declared its independence after an illegal referendum, to March 18, when Russia annexed Crimea and made it part of the Russian Federation. But this is pretty controversial. So, the shortest-lived country, with an actual government and foreign relations, was the Russian Democratic Federative Republic, which was formed after overthrowing the Tsars in January 18, 1918. But just 6 hours later in the same day, Vladimir Lenin dissolved the state and formed the Russian SFSR. But in 2017, the independent state of Catalonia lasted just about 8 seconds. The Catalan leader declared the independence, and right after that, he asked the parliament to suspend his declaration so he can negotiate with Spain, giving Catalonia only an 8 seconds lifespan. Europe is not as peaceful as it looks like. Everybody knows about the ongoing war in Ukraine, where Russia pretend to stop the NATO expansion and to save Ukrainians from the West. Then we have the conflict in Transnistria, which is basically Moldova's Donbass. This breakaway region will most probably be used by Russia to destabilize Moldova, which will be helpless without help from the West. Moving south, there are 2 NATO members, Greece and Turkey, that never got along with each other and are both fueling tensions over control of the islands in the Aegean Sea. In the Caucasus region, Armenia and Azerbaijan are fighting over Nagorno-Karabakh region, where Azerbaijani authorities work to suppress Armenian culture and identity in Nagorno-Karabakh. But the Armenians still represent the ethnic majority here. So, do you still consider Europe a peaceful continent?